Hello world, and welcome to another episode of Farenheight TV. Adversities help shape people into the complex and unique individuals that they are. Their personal stories allow us to connect on how we're similar, and their experiences enable us to learn how we could also rise and be great. In Farenheight TV's Rise segment, we highlight inspiring and empowering individuals who have climbed above life's hardships but still remain humble and cooler than ever. Seven-time Emmy Award-winning producer Barrow Murray is a great example of that. She is an influential intellect who cares immensely about her community and its members. A pioneer in television, Barbara has broken barriers and opened doors to countless individuals. She has pride, sass, and a whole lot of class. Join us for this intimate portrait of the phenomenal queen right here on Farenheight TV. Hello and welcome back to Farenheight TV. Thank you so much for joining us on another episode. Today I am so honored and so excited to have the phenomenal queen, Miss Barrow Murray. Thank you so much for joining us on another episode, Barbara.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, I am so really honored tonight. So today, people know you as an extraordinary producer, mother, community member. You wear a lot of hats, but I want people to know about that young, colorful soul that grew up to be the phenomenal queen. So can you take me back to 1958? You would have been about 9, 10 years old at the time.
Oh, God.
Can you tell me who Barbara was?
58, I was 10 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I spent most of my time with Elma Lewis in the Elma Lewis School.
Dancing already?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I started at 8.
8, okay.
And then I just kept going to class.
So was that your favorite thing to do, to dance? And what
Yes,
type of dances did you do?
I wanted to do two things. I wanted to either be a doctor or a dancer.
Okay.
And my father said, well, you'll have to decide on the doctor piece a little later.
Yeah.
But I have a good friend whose name is Elma Lewis. I'm going to take you to her studio.
Yeah.
And you'll learn how to dance. And so her main technique was ballet technique.
Okay.
And so that was the first thing that I learned. Then after that, it was modern. Then after that, it was African dance.
Oh, wow. So you were doing all 3 different types of dances. Which one was your favorite to perform?
Modern.
Modern?
Yeah.
Wow.
But you can't do that unless you can't do it well and properly unless you have a ballet technique. That's where you get all the lines.
The form.
It's where you build your strength. It's where you have your extensions. It's where you get your height. It's where you get all of that.
Yeah.
So ballet had to be the major technique.
So 10-year-old Barbara was a dancer. She loved to dance.
I was a student.
You was a student, yeah. And so can you describe your relationship with Elma Lewis? Because, I mean, I know she was an incredible mentor to you. So why is it important to have mentors, and give us a little bit more about Elma Lewis?
She taught us how to dance, of course. But, you know, when you're stretching on the floor or when you're at the bar, she would be telling you things about life.
Okay.
So you would be counting 5, 6, 7, 8, and then she'd break until you get into another position and tell you something about life.
Wow.
If someone moves slowly to go from one position to the next, and you're supposed to snap to it almost like you're in the service. You just snap to it.
Yeah.
And if you couldn't do it, or you lagged around, or your eyes were wandering, and one of the studios,
wasn't focused or anything.
One of the studios we were in had windows, and so it was easy just to see people walking by.
Yeah.
She'd say, you know, when you waste your time in life, what you're going to find out is the way you rehearse life is the way you're going to live it. Now, if you're looking out the window when you're supposed to be here on the floor,
you're not focused. That's just
you're doing the wrong thing. And so when someone tells you hit the floor as a dancer, you're going to be late.
Yeah.
And therefore you're going to be gone.
Wow.
So don't rehearse life improperly. And everything's a rehearsal.
Yeah, yeah.
Everything I do in life brought me to this moment here. This is the performance here.
Yeah.
So everything else in life is a rehearsal.
Wow. So she instilled that in you at a very, very young age.
In everybody.
In everybody. Wow. So would you say she was like almost like a second mom to you?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
My mom didn't like that.
Oh, yeah, I can imagine.
But she was. She really
Wow.
was. And my mom knew that's the way I felt. Everybody didn't feel that way, but that's the way I felt.
Wow. Yeah. So are you the only child in your family, Barbara?
No, I'm the youngest of 4.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm the youngest of 4, and but I'm the only one left now.
Okay.
Yeah,
but all your siblings, they were great people to like grow up with and
yeah, they were
with.
great. I had 2 brothers and 2 sisters. My oldest brother grew up in Canada. We all come from Canada. I'm the only one that was born here in the country.
Okay.
In the United States. My mom was naturalized. My father, of course, was born here. My brothers and sister were born in St. John, New Brunswick, which is where my mom comes from.
Oh, okay.
But they all treated me well.
Oh, I'm glad. So you had a great childhood.
My sister was a little bit sistery, you know, like sit down, shut up, eat this sandwich and watch TV, you know, and get out of my, because she was a teenager. I was 2 way away. Yeah. So, but she was still good to me.
That's awesome. You had really great role models to look up to and definitely keep you strong. So
in many areas, that's right.
So did you continue to dance as we got closer to the 60s and the 70s? Because, I mean, during the 60s, you were a teenager, so you grew up in a time of full of political and social change. So can you describe your world at the time?
My world was still dance, and I was in a dance company then. I got in the dance company at 15. And I danced until I was like 21.
Okay. Did you do performances only in Boston or?
All around New England, and then an opportunity came where I could go to New York to try out.
Oh, wow.
I was good, but I wasn't great. And if you are not great, you're going to, if you're really fortunate, you're just going to make chorus line. Okay. I had friends who did chorus line. Chorus line means basically you're in the back. Yeah. And you're just a hoofer, and you're continually working hard to the point where my friends had splintered shins. And my gosh. I said, I don't want to do that. No. You know, I'm not good enough to be a soloist. So I decided I was going back to Boston. Okay. And I came back here.
Were you a little disappointed about that, or were you just
life.
It was life,
I mean,
yeah. You accepted
Ms. Lewis set us up to know that you have to be prepared. I prepared as well as I could. However, I did not have strong enough technique to take me to the very top. Well, at least I had my friends got there, but I didn't. So I came back. I wasn't, and at that time, no one went to college that was a dancer. You didn't go to. There were no dance programs in any of the schools. So I came back.
21.
And Ms. Lewis, I was working for someone, I think, as a bookkeeper.
Okay.
And Ms. Lewis found out I'd come back to Boston and started working as a bookkeeper. And she called me up and she said, "What are you doing?" So I said what I was doing. She said, "Oh, no, we did not spend all this time for you to be a bookkeeper. Yeah. It's okay to be a bookkeeper, but that's not what you studied to be." So she said, "You come over here to the National Center of Afro-American Artists," which was the umbrella organization of the Elmer Lewis School. Okay. And so I became the administrative assistant to the financial director there, whose name was John O'Sullivan Francis, and he used to work for the president at that time. But he came and helped Elmer Lewis, and I worked for him for about a year. And she said, "Okay, what I'd like for you to do is to go work in television now. If you're not going to dance, go work in television."
Did you ever even think about television? I mean, did that ever
Only to perform on it. I mean, I was at Channel 2 all the time dancing.
Yeah, but you never thought you would be
work.
Like, work
I never thought about it. So she was on the board of directors, a very influential woman. So I went to GBH, had an interview. Yeah. I had no degree now. Yeah. They were like, "Are you sure you can do this?" I said, "Sure, I can do it." You know, and what they wanted me to do was a production assistant, production secretary job. Oh, wow. So that's what I did. And it was one of the things about high school in those days is they prepared you for a business life. Oh, okay. They prepared you, so I knew how to type, I knew shorthand. Yeah. I had all bookkeeping skills. So without, now they don't do that. Yeah. That's a real big problem now. Exactly. But they did then, and so when I came out of there, I was prepared to work. And so I was able to...
So you were taking this as just a job. You didn't think you would have a career in it.
It was just a job until I was there about 6 months. Okay. And I started realizing that I was working on productions constantly, but I was basically doing technical work, technical in the sense of keeping time as a production assistant, keeping logs of all the tapes, knowing where every tape was in the archives, working like that, helping to book the guests, stuff like that.
Wow.
So as I saw that everyone in there had a degree, everyone at WGBH, that's where I went, WGBH had a degree. I said, well, I want one too.
Yeah, so then you decided to go to UMass Boston.
I did. I went to UMass Boston. I worked full-time. I went to school full-time. I was young like you, and I could pull it off then. Now I can barely get to work. But that's okay. One job at a time is okay. So that's what I did.
Did you feel like you, because I mean, when you started, did you see a lot of people that looked like you there? I mean,
I came to the first black show in the country. This business is hard.
Yes.
I don't care whether you're red, black, green, pink, white. It's hard.
Yes.
So it was hard then, it's hard now. But it was different then. And there were no black shows. This was the first black show. Elma Lewis helped in the development of that show.
Okay.
And she sat on the board of directors at WGBH.
Yeah.
So she said I would like her to be interviewed. She has skills, I wanted to be interviewed. She's a former dancer, she's currently a dancer, and she might be able to transition those theater and dance skills over, which is exactly what I did.
Hey Brother was created by, for, and about the black community. The show covered an array of topics and featured legendary guests such as boxing champion Muhammad Ali, actress Eartha Kitt, and musician Curtis Mayfield, to name a few. Say Brother was a voice for the people and by the people.
So that's what we did. We were outside every day shooting. Whatever was going on in the community, we would cover that.
What did you want to convey to the audience about Say Brother, the show? Like even the title.
That we were a powerful community. That we were a powerful people. That we came from kings and queens, not slavery. From kings and queens. And everything that we did should lead to greatness.
Yes.
But what happens is that becomes watered down as time goes on because people stop focusing on the community and they start focusing on the individual. So that becomes a little fragmented at times. But at that point, there was a very solid black community in Boston. In fact, around the country, there were solid black communities.
And a lot of greats were here, like Malcolm X used to be here, and Billie Holiday used to perform all the time here. So, yeah, and Martin Luther King went to BU. So.
And one of the things that would happen with Say Brother is that everyone coming to town wanted to be on the first black show. Everybody black wanted to be on that first black show, and they were. Everybody was there. And one of the things Elma Lewis had in mind was to save the archives for Say Brother, because this was our history being documented. Because what they were doing was wiping the tapes and then recording over them again.
Oh, no.
That's how you save money on a budget. You just erase the tapes.
It's not like now where you could upload on the internet. There was no internet back then.
No internet, no cell phones, none of that.
Oh, wow.
So you put it on a machine called a degauser, and the machine would go boo.
Is it like the huge machines? Like
the machine was about this big.
Oh, wow.
But it was so powerful. You know, you go by it with anything and it's going to erase it immediately.
Oh, man.
So you just set the tape there and it would erase it.
Oh, man.
So a lot of our history got wiped. So Miss Lewis became aware of that, and she said, what I want you to do, besides the work that they give you, is to protect our library, our history. Protect those tapes. Don't let them wipe those tapes. And so every time we got a tape, we would get segment tapes, and then we have show tapes. And so the segment tapes might have the OJs on it, the Temptations on it.
Oh my gosh.
Lou Rawls on it. It would have all these people on it. Don't wipe those tapes. Save those, because we would roll those segments into the actual shows.
Okay.
And
these are all live shows that you guys were doing?
No.
Live and taped?
No. We would tape first, and then we would have another taping, and then we would edit everything into one show.
Oh, okay.
Occasionally, we would go live, but not often. As we moved along in years, live was one of the things we opted for. Can I ask you
about the title of Say Brother? Was that entitled purposefully? I mean, it's pretty catchy. And
well, it reflected the times. Instead of saying, hey, how you doing, or whatever people say now.
What's up, whatever like that.
What's up, whatever you all say. We say, brother.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I like
You know,
it.
that's
Yeah.
what you would say. That's one man would say to the other, say, brother, if they saw a sister, say, sister.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's how it went.
Okay,
So
I love that.
that became the tag for the show. So that was the name of the show.
And you tell me you had the Temptations and all these like famous people. Did you ever get starstruck at all with, you know, all these great, you know?
No, because that was part of my training growing up. Elma Lewis said, do not be impressed by anybody.
Yeah.
There was a period in my life, I think I was about 15, and she created Elma Lewis Playhouse in the park, at Franklin Park, which is still there.
Yeah.
And I was dancing with the dance company. Duke Ellington was playing the piano.
Duke Ellington?
For us to dance, for us to dance on the stage. Do not be stage struck. She said, the higher you go, the further you can fall. Do not look at anybody as a role model. Don't be impressed by anybody, particularly yourself. Just keep it so that everything is on an even level and you're working as a group, as a community, continue to build.
We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to learn more about, you know, how did you feel when you won your first Emmy, and more after this. If there's 3 words that you could describe Barbara, what would those 3 adjectives be?
Quite a character, very forceful.
She knows how to ask the right question, and she then listens.
She's devoted. She loves what she does.
She's very generous with her talent.
Incredibly persuasive.
Knowledgeable, wise, intelligent.
Barbara is really a legacy.
Inspirational.
Okay, Miss B, where shall we begin? Well, I guess the one thing that really has made us a great team so far is the respect that she has for me, as well as the respect that I have for her. She knows what it was like to be in the real world as well as I know. So there are times when I have to get it across that they're not doing it, or one of the new students or someone that's in the class is not doing it the right way or what should be done. You know, we have that respect that we will come out and say that to someone or whatever. Or as well as when we're in the control room here, it's just that utmost respect, and that's something that I really, really, truly appreciate about Barbara.
I interned here like a couple years back, and then I kind of went off my way, and at the time I was working at Taco Bell folding burritos, and then one day I randomly got a call back from, Barbara, and she's like, yeah, there's a job opening, the last studio tech left, are you interested? I was like, yeah. So, I gave her my resume, sat in an interview, next thing here I am.
Because she and I are both in the industry, and we've got some hard knocks, we've got the scars, the t-shirt, the bumper sticker, the cup, the badge, everything, and she is a ride or die community sister. She not only has won an Emmy and is very talented, but she shares it with other people, and she's very generous with her talent. She's very generous with her training, with her wisdom, and when you're in this business and you're a woman, you're a black woman, you need a sister that you can just trust, who will bring her best game and help you bring your best game.
She has a special quality. She knows, she's a listener. She listens, and that's very important to me. And other than that, her questions are sharp. She knows how to ask the right question, and she then listens. And she doesn't hesitate to give you her honest opinion. And I truly appreciate that.
Her boldness in terms of calling people and making them accountable to the community is by far one of my best memories of her. Take no prisoners and call you out, and make you accountable and make you uncomfortably accountable is something that I really like about her.
Yes.
Barbara's the type, right, that she'll hear your story. And if she feels it's justified, and she will give you the benefit of a doubt. But don't screw her or don't try to pull one over her like a couple of people did here. And, I mean, she'll bust you in a minute.
Yeah.
That's the one thing. But, I mean, if you're honest with her and you're forthwith with her, she'll be fair with you. That's the one thing I really got to say about Barbara. And she really, really bends over backwards for a lot of these producers. They just don't know it, and because, whew.
She's assertive enough to get the point across, and she believes in people. So she will give them tough love, more or less, to encourage them to be the best they can be within their time at BNN, to force them forward. And this is invaluable because if you have people that are mentors or people that are older than you that want to share their experience, if they're softer on you or unrealistic, they won't necessarily give you the wingspan you need to grow and develop into who you want to be professionally.
So Barbara, she's inspiring. She is a phenomenal woman, one that has taught me to think deeper about my work at BNN. By the way, I'm the producer of the Real Talk show, and Barbara has always been the one person that has given me critical lessons to make my show better. She's given me ideas, and when need be, she's given me the hard lessons that I needed to try to improve my skills.
But Barbara is very committed to teaching television to our people, and I've learned so much from her, and I'm sure a lot of other people. In fact, I asked her this evening after doing the show here, does she hear from any of the interns, and she said she does. And I'm not surprised because Barbara is really a legacy in television, not just community television, BNN TV. She's also known on the national scene, and that enhances our position because if people know that we've had some association with Barrow Murray, then that helps us and also helps BNN television.
I really, really love her devotion and her love for this business. I mean, I thought I had a love for this business, but Barbara really has, oh my gosh, she loves this. She lives for it, and this is where she deserves to be, and this is where we're blessed to have someone like her here at BNN.